Story, a man's alleged claims to kill former Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson and his family, now leading to federal charges.
Jillian Johnson's been digging into the story. And Jillian, how did police learn about the threat?
Well, Steve and Jasmine, this guy wasn't shy about sharing what he wanted to do to former officer Darren Wilson and his family by posting the threatening comments to his Facebook page and made it easy for police to track him down. His name, Jaleel Abdul-Jabbar. These sketches from his first appearance in a Seattle, Washington courtroom. Representatives with the U.S. State's Attorney's Office say the 46-year-old native of Kirkland, Washington, made repeated threats to kill former Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson, his family, and other law enforcement. Neighbors in his apartment complex in disbelief.
I'm shocked that someone would make a statement like that. It's appalling.
Officials say Abdul-Jabbar began posting the threatening comments to his Facebook page shortly after August 9th, the day Mike Brown died. Some posts reading, quote, "We need to kill Darren Wilson and anything that has a badge on," end quote. Others targeting Wilson's family, saying, "Then we can find where the cop's child goes to school at and hope that the same can be returned back to that white blank." There were also several violent cartoons depicting action against officers. Investigators tell us Abdul-Jabbar also posted about traveling to Ferguson.
It doesn't seem like it's real because he's, like I said, he seemed real quiet and real nice guy.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and here's a legal segment tonight. We'll begin with the Justice Department dropping a case against a California man, 50-year-old Walter Bagdasarian, who posted this on the internet, quote, "Obama, F-word, the N-word. He will have a 50 cal in the head soon. Shoot the N-word," unquote. Bagdasarian was convicted of threatening a presidential candidate, but the conviction was recently overturned by the very liberal Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. Here now, attorneys of Fox News analyst Kimberly Guilfoyle and Lise Wheel, who is the author of the brand new thriller, very scary and frightening, Eyes of Justice. I actually read this book, and it's a good book. All right, Will. So, federal crime,
yes,
all right, to threaten a president sitting or anyone running. Here's the statute, okay? Whoever knowingly and willfully threatens to kill, kidnap, or inflict bodily harm upon. This guy did that. He was convicted. All right.
He was convicted in the lower court. Right.
Was he sentenced?
He was sentenced to time served, and then he then appealed that sentence.
So he appealed it,
right,
and then the Ninth Circuit says, no. But he did it. And the law is clear, so why did they overturn?
It's clear, but they looked to intent. And they said, look, this is a rambling of a guy.
But does it say in the law you look to intent?
Knowingly and willfully. That implies intent.
Knowingly and willfully.
Implies intent. That means it's an intent crime.
So he didn't know he was putting that on the computer?
Let me finish. Let me give you the context. This is what they looked at. He was making these rantings at 1 a.m., totally drunk. Totally drunk.
Is there a time in the law, like you can do it after 10:30?
No, it depends.
Nice try.
Look, you're making excuses for these people.
I'm telling you, you're asking what the court said. I'm telling you what the court said.
Okay, so they said it was late.
They said it was late. He was drunk, and he didn't.
He was drunk.
And then he said that.
Do you know how many people have been murdered by intoxicated people?
And then they said he didn't take any steps. It wasn't an actual real
threat. But it doesn't say you have to take steps. It says threaten.
I understand.
That's the problem. I agree with what you're saying. I don't think she disagrees per se. The issue is the statute is quite specific, and there aren't any elements of the crime that have not been met, right?
He
so
did
you
it.
think that the law was followed, right? He completed the act. He had the intention to willfully write it, to post it. He was very specific.
But it was late.
And he had the 1 a.m. rule. Anything after midnight doesn't count against you.
What the court said is, look, there's this ranting of this guy. He had no intent to go through with any of that.
That's not the court's purview to do that. No, the court has to uphold the law.
And it did in this case.
No, it did not.
Okay, but by the way, the opinion was written by a very liberal judge, okay, that felt that this was appropriate free speech and wasn't going to circumvent it.
This is so insane.
I get it, and they refused to hear it en banc for the entire Court of Appeals.
It was a 2-to-1, and then they wanted the whole people to hear it.
They denied that.
This is so wrong.
And Solicitor General asked crazy. Why didn't the administration follow up then with the Supreme Court?
I don't know. I don't care about that.
Terrorist prosecution.
I can read the law. This guy broke the law. All right, now, Cincinnati Bengals cheerleader, a high school teacher, is accused of having sex with a 16